Have you ever thought that your art just looks a bit bland? Would you like to enhance your character's features and give them personality? Keep watching this video for an easy tutorial which will amplify your art. As always, I'm just going to ask if you could like and subscribe to my channel as well, and you can keep following all my content. Thank you very much guys. Let's begin. So as you can see, we've got a basic face here. I've just copied it across because I'm going to do different looks across these faces. So at the moment it's quite bland, there's nothing much going on this face, nothing really pops. So I'm going to move to the second face. I'm going to start actually adding in some makeup on the character now. So generally I add an overlay layer, and then I'll choose the colour that I want and just paint on top of my drawing. So now you've got a quick colour change and the lips are red. You can use this with any colour. If you find that it's too harsh, you can drop the opacity and the flow. So this just gives me a good base now. So I'm going to add in a soft light layer. Generally for soft lights, as I've mentioned in my other videos, it's great for doing shadows and highlights. So I'm going to go in for quite a dark colour, as you can see. I'm just highlighting where the lips meet. Generally I play around with my flow a lot as well. Just experiment with what's right for you as well. So I'm just really making the shadows pop now, trying to pick out different areas of the lips where the light would be. So I've gone onto a normal layer, and what I'm doing now is I'm picking out details. Because I've got the shadows and the highlights underneath, this is really good for me to pick out more details now on just a normal layer. So if you just keep blending, you can see that rendering now really well. So again, I'm going in even higher now. I want a slight gloss to the lips. So there, I'm just putting it back down again, and I'm just blending downwards slightly from it. It was too harsh just to blob on the mouth, so I want to blend it down slightly. And again, I'm just highlighting where the Cupid's bow is. Like I said before as well, dropping the opacity and the filler really helps. So if you've just followed these few steps, you should have this effect as well now. It's so easy and it's just so quick to add colour into your work as well. You can really go in and add a gloss on these lips if you want to as well. You could literally go in with white if you want to, that'd insinuate a really sharp light. It depends how glossy your lips are, if they're wet or if it's a matte lipstick. Generally with matte lipstick you wouldn't want any shine on the lips at all. So you've just got to think of it as a spectrum. So how shiny is it and how matte is it? So again, I'm just coming in with an overlay layer. Sometimes you just have to play around with colours, but what I'm doing on this overlay layer now is just a similar trick that I did with the lips. And I'm just painting over my eyes. This is just such a basic sheen eyeshadow, it's nothing dark or deep right now. But as you can see, it does actually pick out a few shadows for you as well as you're going around the eyes, so this is like a really neat trick as well. I've tried to think about my colours here as well, because I've got quite blue hair on the character. This hair isn't complete at all, but it's given me an idea of how I could do the eyeshadow on the character, just so the image fits together a little bit better. So as you can see, it's just given me a little bit of colour now that I can work with. And this is just so quick, it's just an overlay layer. And it's the same trick that we did with the lips as well. So again, as I said, you can drop down the opacity. It depends how strong you want your look. You could have it more dramatic than what I have. Just added in another highlights layer. Now, there's a layer called Vivid Light, and it's just so interesting when doing makeup on characters. And this is just so quick for you as well. This gives you the basics of building up your character's look. So as you can see, that's just, for me, that is too harsh at the moment. However, as I'm showing now, you can just erase some of it and it will just blend in a little bit nicer. Generally, I like to keep my eyeshadow quite dark on the edges of the eye. So Vivid Light, that layer style is just brilliant. I think it's layer effect, isn't it, a layer style? I don't know. I always get confused with which one it is. So again, I'm just building up layers. I want to do as many highlights as I can. I just really want to work into this. I've got a green colour. I want the eyeshadow to have like an almost pearlescent sort of look to it, and colour dodge layers are quite good for this as well. It picks out some colour. The deeper you have your colour on a colour dodge layer, like the more saturated the colour will be on the eyes. So as you can see, it's really popping this. It's quite harsh, this look as well. But for the sake of showing you guys, this is really cool. So at the moment, she looks a little bit weird. I don't know if you guys know why, but I do. And she's just lacking any eyelashes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw some in. Just going to do it quickly. If your face has got quite a bit of symmetry, you can save yourself a little bit of time and just copy and flip this layer over just to put the eyelashes on the other side. So this is great if you've got like really stylized characters and if you want to show a cartoony look to them. I think this would be a really cool thing if you drew makeup designs as well. You could just flip the eyelashes over and save yourself tons of times. So as you can see, these eyelashes are really dramatic and really long. I think this is part of my style. This just depends on what you like. But the difference between them two eyes, one's popped now because it's got eyelashes. But what I just did then, as I said, I've just flipped it over just for the sake of this tutorial. So she's got a really dramatic look on the go now, which is really cool. So what I just did then was I made another soft light layer. I'm just playing around with my flow as usual. And I'm just going to deepen the eyebrows. If you deepen the eyebrows in your character, that just gives a brilliant look to them. It makes it dramatic, which is really cool. And you can change the colour of your eyebrows as well. Sometimes if your character's got pink hair, you might want to do pink eyebrows and stuff like that. It just helps the colours all blend together. But it does depend whether your character's got a dyed hair look as well. So you want them to have a more natural eyebrow colour. So I'm just adding a bit of blue, as you can see here. So if you've been following these steps on your own characters, you should have this cool effect now with makeup. It's almost like an Instagram makeup look as well. So the difference between them two is really cool. And if you're struggling, just watch the tutorial again and just keep following. You will get it eventually. So I'm going to be doing this second look now. So I'm just trying to think what I want with this look. Because she looks quite bland to me still, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to add some eyelashes into this one as well. You could draw more natural eyelashes if you want without many in them, or you could just go completely dramatic, so it's almost like they got a false lash on. So as you can see, I'm sweeping the eyelashes out as well. I will do a tutorial on eyelashes for everybody too, because this is just a quick example. Again, I'm just copying it over for the sake of the tutorial. As I said before though, if you've got a front facing character and the symmetry is really good, there's nothing wrong with flipping it over. But one of the things you might want to do is you might want to just remove some of the eyelashes and redraw some of them, just so it looks a little bit different. And that'll make your work a bit better, because then you just know it's not just been flipped. So I'm going to go for like a natural gloss on these lips, I think. So again, I'm just going in with that overlay layer. See how basic that is, anybody can do this. You might find when you're going through your colours some just don't look right. Don't worry, just keep trying more, that's what I do. So I'm going for a little peach tone on these lips. It's almost like I'm doing an actual makeup tutorial. So I'm adding a bit of blue in. I just want a bit of reflection from the hair. It's quite basic. I mean, it depends how glossy you have these lips. But it is nice just to have a bit of reflection from the environment around her. So again, I've just got a normal layer. I'm just adding detail into it now as well. Generally, I'll paint on top of this. If you've got line work, that doesn't matter as well. Just keep your lines above everything. So as you can see, I'm just bringing some of that blue in there. It kind of gives it a cool effect as well, so you can almost experiment with this too. You don't necessarily have to do similar colours to what I'm choosing. You can just go in and do new things. That's the whole point of art as well. It's just about exploring. Nothing's right or wrong, just enjoy the process. So as you see, I'm bringing quite a glossy lip into that. Sometimes finding the reflections can be a little bit difficult at first, but you do get used to it. It's just putting the colour down, seeing if it looks right, if it doesn't, redo it, and just think about where the light's hitting. I always do a bit of a highlight on the cupid's bow as well, and especially if the lips have got a gloss on them. So what I'm doing now is I'm using a hard light layer. So this is an overlay, I'm doing hard light for these eyes, and I'm going in with a peach colour. She's got a bit of a strawberry peaches look to her. So I'm just going around the rims of the eyes, because some makeup artists actually put a bit of makeup under the eyes as well, and I kind of like that look. Again, I'm just playing with the colours, adding a bit more saturation, trying to make it pop. I will do more tutorials on makeup effects as well, but I might make them a little bit more advanced, just so you guys are learning and increasing your knowledge as well. I might do like cyberpunk looks for you and stuff like that, because I really love cyberpunk style. And maybe like glittery eyeshadows and adding texture in, I think that'll be quite good for you guys. So again, I'm just highlighting around the ridges of the eye there, where the tear ducts are. So as you can see, I've just highlighted the edges of the eyes. This makes the eyes pop even more, and it just makes them look a bit elongated as well. So as I did before, what I want to do is, I want to add a bit of blue into her eyebrows. But this time, I've got them a little bit paler, and the colour's been picked up from the hair with Alt. And this is just generally on a normal layer. Sometimes you have to go through layer effects just to see what works, because it depends on how bright your image is and etc. So what I've got now is a darken layer, and I'm adding blush onto this. And as you can see, it's just added a bit of colour and a bit of life to her, which is really nice. She's got like quite a sweet look to her. So with makeup you can actually change the personality of your character as well. So as you can see, it's like a huge difference there now. It's quite cool, and it's a different look as well. So I'm going to do a third look now, and I think I want to keep this one quite natural, and I want to make it a little bit different though as well. So I'm hoping you guys are still following and enjoying this. So I'm just trying to pick some colours here. Right, as you can see that I'm just going in now with like a peachy colour again. I gave it a slight more tinge towards the red colour this time though. And this is a soft light layer now. So what I'm doing is I'm just darkening the eyebrows with the soft light. This is a really basic natural look. So I'm darkening around there. As you could see then, I just shadowed between the lips as well. That really helps make the mouth look more 3D. And what I'm doing now is I'm just highlighting the lips with a really soft peach colour again. Bringing in some detail to the lips. Now this just depends on how soft your character's lips are as well. Some lips are a lot more crinkly than other lips, but I've gone for quite a stylized soft look for this. This is all on a normal layer now. What I'm doing is just highlighting around the tear ducts and the eyelids. I really want to give it like a shimmery look, so it's almost like she's just used a highlighter on the tops of her eyelids. So this is just great if you want like a natural looking character. Again, on the Cupid's bow, just giving that a little highlight there. The lips are popping now, and it just reminds me of almost like an Instagram makeup look. Just adding in some detail. And what I like to do, as I've said in other videos, I like to add a little bit of texture. I've not got onto brush stuff yet, but I will be doing tutorials on how to make your own brushes for texture as well. Adding in some eyelashes again there. As you can see, without eyelashes, it just it doesn't really look like an. It does look like an eye, but it's just not popping as much. I really love that word. An eye without eyelashes just looks quite bland. And as you can see, I'm just working around the eyebrows again, just as I did before. I'm just showing you me drawing in the eyelashes on this as well, on the other side. So you don't always have to copy it, I just did that before just so you know you can do it if you've got quite a symmetrical face. But as I advised, it's best just to try and draw some of that out a little bit. So I'm hoping in the future you guys leave some comments as well on stuff that you want to learn about. I'll try my best to deliver for you guys. So I've got my darken layer again. It's so great this for blush. I don't know what it is, it's just so good. And it just gives a really soft effect. And if people who know me generally know I like to draw anime, manga style art as well. So I will be doing some tutorials on things like that, because some of the faces can be quite blushed and look really nice and peachy. I do think having a blush just gives them more of an alive tone to them. So as you can see here, that one's completely dramatic, and now I've looked back at it, I do feel like I need to just tone it down slightly. You don't have to do this though, but I just want to, because I just think it's a bit too harsh for what I want it to look like right now. I'm going to just drop the opacity down. The opacity is your best friend, really. But as you can see, I've got everything in a group there. So what that's allowing me to do is to drop the opacity down on every layer that's on that face. I really hope you guys are enjoying these tutorials though. I love sharing my experiences and stuff I wish I knew when I was younger. Again, I'm just darkening around these eyes. I decided that I wanted more of a matte eyeshadow on it. When you're working on stuff, you make decisions a bit later on, but there's nothing wrong with that. That's just part of changing your look and making things even better. Or changing how your character looks. So I've just got a normal layer, but I'm going to drop that down to a linear dodge layer now. And I've dropped the opacity down, but this still might be quite harsh. And this cool effect almost makes it look like she's got like a blue tinged mascara on. It's really cool. So what I did is I brushed slightly over the darkened eyelashes, and it just created that look for me. As I'm looking at my other work, I'm trying to figure how can I make this a little bit different from the rest as well. But as I said, I still want that more natural look to her. So I've got in with purple hair and pin light. Now this is really cool. Look how cool this looks. It's stylized now. It's just give it a really cool effect. And this is just basic stuff. But what we'll do is we'll do more advanced colouring sessions, and we'll get your colouring on point. So as you can see, I'm blushing underneath the eyes. Not everybody does the makeup the same either. People do different styles and effects with the makeup. It doesn't always have to be what does it look like out there. So that's like a cool little effect, just using a pin light layer. And these are just so basic, like anybody can do them. So if you're ever fed up with your art, give this a watch and follow it through, and you can just add in a different look to your characters' faces or give them nicer makeup. So yeah, this sums this tutorial up. I really hope you've learnt something new. I'm going to leave some links for my other videos as well, because I know that you guys could learn more things from me as well. Even if you know everything, you might find that I have a tip or trick that you've never heard of before. So thanks very much guys, see you soon.